Hello friends, Jason here for ChartGuys. Just got back in from chasing a goat that escaped from pasture, but we've captured him with fish crackers and the promise of more fish crackers to come. Taking a look at APT on the daily time frame. APT had a red day today, and we're heading back toward the low of day support from yesterday. Bull's got to do some change in short order if we're going to hold this as the higher low on the daily time frame. 1230 is the must hold level, and right now bears seem to be heading in that direction. If they can hold 1230 and lock in a green day, possibly two green days, that would lock in that nice higher low. But right now it's up for grabs, so bulls nearly need to defend that level. They're going to continue to the upside. 4 hour time frame, we've established that we are indeed in a 4 hour lower high, lower low pattern. So we've got a nice 4 hour trend to the downside. And what we're looking for is the bulls to maintain a high over 1206. So a previous low is the low of day. 1206 is the after hours low. So really we want to be watching both of these. On the daily time frame we need to hold 1230, but in order to change the trend we need a higher low over 1206, then a higher high. Then we're looking at price change and price action. Right now 4 hour bears control the 4 hour, daily bears control the 4 because of that. And on the hourly time frame we have a potential trend change, but so far no real follow through yet. So here's that after hours gap up and fade. Now what we need to do is establish a higher low in this area and start moving our way up. A lot of work to do. Losing my voice after yelling at those goats. Check it out, LAKE on the daily. So here we are, similar situation, but we still have, actually, so it is a similar situation. We've got yesterday's low of day as a support. We have a really big, nasty upper wick on today's candlestick. Bulls made an attempt, but it was outright rejected, and momentum now favors the bears with 1480 support, and below that we have 1380 support here from March 25th. So we can still possibly hold things together as this tightening range continues. We need to establish that higher low over 1380 in order to keep this equilibrium going. On the 4 hour time frame, bears are in control of that, with that 1480 acting as a very, very key support. And on the hourly time frame, bulls have the possibility here of holding this support and then changing the trend with a lot of work to do to get there. 1594 is the must break level for the bulls, so 1480 must hold. We must come back up, set a higher high over 1594, a higher low over 1480, and look for continuation that way. Let's look at CODX. We don't need Amazon. CODX on the daily time frame. So this guy is looking pretty interesting. Some weakness, but not a lot of weakness, and the volume is not really significant. The bull volume on bull days far outweighs the bear volume, which is always notable, but bears are currently in control. So what we're going to do is look for a couple of key supports. We've got the low of this doji at 806, so 8 psychological, and then below that our support is at 681. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, we are looking still in a 4 hour uptrend because there's a lot of room here. We can go all the way down to 765, and maybe in a previous video I may have elected to say 792. Both of those are important levels, but the ultimate first push is going to be 765. We can go all the way down to that range, establish a higher low, and still be in a 4 hour uptrend. However, the likelihood that we resume a straight shot back to new highs above 1194 is relatively unlikely. More likely we'd see a new trend develop inside that range, but something to watch out for. Bulls still in control of the 4 hour. The hourly, however, is completely bearish. Lower lows, lower highs, and into a tightening range into the end of the day. VIR on the daily time frame, another red day heading down toward the low of April 2nd. So there's our low, 2712. Bears in control of the daily candlestick. On the 4 hour time frame, we are still possibly changing that trend, and this is what we need to see in another ticker here. Here's that higher high, here's a higher low. Now we need a higher high. The higher high that I would be looking for would be the regular market session, 39.88, so probably break 40 psychological. We also have some resistance here at 32.95 to pay attention to. That's going to be important if bulls can get over 32.95 and establish higher lows over top of the low of $28 psychological. They have a possibility of stair-stepping their way up, but right now it's up for grabs. Hourly time frame is for the bears. NVAX on the daily time frame. This has been the strongest name so far. We had a big move up, big volume day, resulting in complete indecision, and oftentimes this will occur at the top of an uptrend when bulls exhaust themselves using all of their pressure and all their momentum to the upside. They jump, they push, they get tired, bears push back, and they get tired, and now we're at a moment of imbalance. So what has been the trend could possibly change, so we need to be open to downside potential. we have a possible inside bar tomorrow. That would be a little bit better for the bulls, but still a lot is up for grabs right now on NVAX. On the 4-hour time frame, we are still trending nicely to the upside with higher lows and higher highs. Hourly time frame in a little bit of a tightening range, and we go right to the 15-minute to check out that quasi equilibrium. And I say quasi because we do have key levels, but we're not ping-ponging back and forth in quite the way that I would like to see. Our support right now is 1630. We have resistance, or I should say our first low is 1630. We have 1825. Then we've got our support at 1680. And then another resistance at 1738. If we opened inside this range tomorrow, it would be absolutely beautiful. What I would look for would be a short position with a break of 1880, or even with a failed break of 1738. If that breaks with no follow through, look for a short position, a stop over the high of day, and look for downside potential on the daily. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and go check out those animals.